Welcome back to the lab, welcome back to EE for everyone. Today we're going to explore the EGS002 module. The EGS002 module, an inverter controller daughter card that I think will be perfect for our inverter dev kit. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up using this form factor for our real controller too. I mean, it's just kind of like a single inline thing that we could put really anything on here, and the gate drivers are, so I mean, like, honestly, we could put any old DSP on here and some gate drivers and replace it with something that we design as well, but why not start with something simple, see if it'll meet our needs, and then kind of make the project bigger if we need to. You know I'm excited about a project when my mind just like, whew, goes with it. But there are three main things that I want to walk through about this module. The I/O, or the inputs and outputs of the module, the physical hardware that we just received right here, and the waveforms that this module generates. First stop, I/O. The module is built with an EG8010. What is an EG8010? Basically, it's an inverter. Remember back to our UPS P2 project? This replaces the PSOC5 MCU that we used as a PWM generator and a DSP. That was a lot of acronyms. A digital signal processor, basically a beefy microcontroller with a floating point accelerator and some other math acceleration features. This has fault logic, a software control loop, and a PWM generator built in with a few different modes. There are some jumpers for frequency selection and dead time programming with an op-amp buffer for current and voltage feedback on this module. This is basically meant to be and ready to be implemented in the high voltage domain of a design that would also work with isolated gate drivers and isolated feedback. It's just not the way it was built to work. This module basically establishes a pseudo-standard inverter controller pinout because this thing looks amazing on paper. This looks like a great little board. Just like drop it on a board, give it 5 volts, I mean, assuming it works. I suppose that takes us cleanly into the next part of our conversation, the hardware. This board has two IR2110S gate drivers, the main controller, and a smattering of passives. It's a crazy simple board, and there are a few things that I walked away with. First of all, if this board operates at 700 volts, I am being way too conservative with my high voltage layout. They're basically leaving the minimum trace width between copper areas that are meant to be 300 to 700 volts apart. Of course, there's a very big difference between a copper gap that's meant to establish isolation for safety, where of course you should listen to safety standards, and something that just needs to stay underneath a reasonable amount of leakage current. But still, this board is dense. All things considered, I'm impressed with the quality of assembly. There's a couple interesting decisions in the layout, but if I'm being honest, it probably comes down to my design preference or my style versus this designer's. It's probably going to work both ways, and I should just move on. This leads me to our next point, the signal quality of the inverter signal. I don't know how else to say this, but wow. Like, I'm very impressed with the PWM output of this board. They PWM or pulse width modulate one side of the output with the other hard switching, just like we did. Looking at the waveform on our scope, like, wow. Our inverter code would occasionally have a mismatch between the PWM peripheral update cycle and the PWM, like when the PWM value is ready, which would cause a small glitch or a delay on the output, and I don't see any artifacts like that in the output of this board. The inputs seem to respond in reasonable ways too, so as far as I can see, the EG8010 is doing an absolutely fantastic job of being an inverter controller. It's doing a good enough job that I'd even consider building it into the larger UPS design. In fact, from what I can see right now, this little module is so great enough that I'd be willing to bet on it for now, build my inverter around it, and just build my own module if it starts to fall apart for one reason or another. It's almost like this dev kit is being sold as a dev platform so that more people design the EG8010 into inverter designs. It's almost like EG Microcorp had a vested interest in making sure this little module worked well so that designers like me would realize how well it worked. Weird. That never happens. Literally, for those that couldn't cut through the sarcasm, that's literally the whole point of development kits. But anyways, of course, there's some heavy sarcasm laid in there, but regardless of why this little dev kit got built, I'm thankful that this exists. And thank you very much to our wonderful viewers for making me aware of it. This was definitely a viewer suggestion, and y'all are making my job a lot easier, so thank you for that. I can't wait to get our power stage on the bench and power this design on for real. If you like this video and you can't wait for more, let me know by getting subscribed, hitting that like button, and leaving a comment down below. A special thanks to our channel members on Patreon and YouTube. I really appreciate the extra step of supporting us directly. Coming up soon, we'll be designing the hardware and testing this dev kit for the first time. I can't wait. Most of all, I hope that you learned something great today, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching EE for everyone, and thank you for staying till the end. Bye.